Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Dark Cloud 1. So I'm going to be entering 340 years ago, which should be the limited zone for Ungaga if we're going by what's happened, before with, Zhao, Goro, and Ruby. Anyways, one of these guys. Before I fight this guy, I wanted to show something very fast. I did restock on all of these with the fishing points. Also, oh boy, this may actually be, I may actually end up beating the final boss in this video. I don't like how much damage is being done to my weapon right now. Look at that. I went from 22 down to 7. Anyways, even if I beat the final boss, there's actually an epilogue dungeon after that. So, this won't be the final video. I just wanted to say that. I hate fighting those things. Both as, Toan and Ungaga. I think Goro, too, might be a little bit of a problem against those things. Actually, I think any character against ones that can defend like that are a problem. Do I have my weapon set to holy? No, I don't. I'll set it to holy very fast. Okay. Wow, that takes up a lot of weapon HP. That was like 7 weapon HP per hit. Ridiculous. And there's another one, too. Well, that gives me a lot of useful information. You know what? Give me a second. I'm going to repair the weapon, and I'm going to try something crazy. So my current endurance on this weapon is 59, and I have 3 diamonds equipped, right? But if I go with pearls like this, I can bring it all the way up to 89. That may reduce the amount of damage being done to my weapon temporarily. Let me see. Not really. I mean, look at that. What in the world? I hit its guard. And I'm pretty sure that you do more damage to the weapon when you hit the enemy's guard. Okay, 6 points of damage to the weapon instead of the amount that was happening before. Huh. Yeah, that's probably not helping as much as I'd hoped. Let's put those diamonds back on. That's a shame. Maybe you have to actually absorb them into the weapon or something for it to really have any effect. Who knows? I think I picked up the pitch dark key before. Yeah, I did. Oh. Hey, you. Gotta be careful against enemies that can guard. All of these enemies can guard in here. Oh. I was expecting to go to the left for some reason. I think I may be going the wrong way. I think that this path will actually continue further into the dungeon, whereas this path will dead end sooner. And I was not expecting to see a dragon in this hallway. Don't you dare guard. Okay, let's heal up. Heal up that weapon. I definitely need to upgrade his weapon. Out of all the characters, his weapon is the one that's the most fragile for some reason. I'm glad I went this way. Let's open up this treasure chest and see what's inside. A speed +1, I can sell that. No thank you. These enemies cannot be stunned. They can guard. Well, maybe they can be stunned slightly. But they can guard, and every time they guard against him, it does massive amounts of damage to his weapon. They're just annoying all around. Let's get rid of this guy. And I win. Thankfully, the dragons take a little bit to wind up their attack. So it isn't so bad with them. No healing pond, of course there isn't. I definitely don't want to take damage in here, if I can avoid it. Come on, you. Is that a big treasure chest? Yes, it is. Oh boy. Going through those repair powders really fast here. No, it was not a big treasure chest. I never did figure out... I've been hit twice. I had to waste one of my healing items. Okay, good. ABS is full, huh? So let's make sure of something very fast with the build-up. Did I need those stats? Not really. I'm referring to the anti-stats right there. I'm going with Peridot, Sapphire, and Amethyst this time. Let's upgrade. One of those will increase my attack power a little bit. Anyways, let's re-equip the diamonds. Let's check up the build-up very fast. So now I don't need Wind or Holy on that one. But I still need Holy on that one. And I don't need any of the anti-stats anymore on either of them. Okay. So let's deal with this black dragon here. I'm a little bit worried about that enemy that's behind me. Huh. His weapon's doing a fair amount more damage than before, I think. Kinda gotta be careful here. Yeah, I'm gonna heal my weapon. Don't dare take any chances. 15 points of damage just because it guarded. Crazy. What am I doing? I want to heal the poison. And also poison. And there's 2 jokers left. And get rid of them very fast. There's 1 down. And there's 2 down. Now we can get out of here. 356 years ago with Zero Atla again. So this time it should be for Osmond. And that'll be probably the end of the limited zones. I don't think that there's one for Toan. Hey, you. Just gotta wait for it to stop guarding. Crazy how they can guard like that. Ah, boy. I don't think that the Holy element works very well against the cards. Could be wrong about that. It might work well against the Joker, because it does decent damage against that one, but the other ones, for some reason, not so much. I don't know why, but Osmond feels faster than the other characters when he runs around. I'm starting to think I went the wrong way. Although I'm already committed to this path, so it doesn't matter. I'll have to go back the other way no matter what. Unless the map reveals that I don't have to. Like maybe there's no enemies or items in the room that I would have been able to go into the other way. Oh boy. I don't like diamonds at all. Their weapons have too much reach. Oh, that's ridiculous. There we go. Please be a healing pond in here. Never mind. It's so much more comfortable playing as Osmond compared to Ungaga. No offense against, to Ungaga, it's just... I felt like I was on eggshells the whole time. mighty healing, huh? Okay, pitch dark key. That'll help me get into that door there. So thankfully I don't have to backtrack. That tells me that there, was a single room that one way that I could have gone. But it doesn't tell me if there's anything in that room. You know what? Let's heal up the weapon very fast. Even though I don't necessarily have to, it's still a good idea to do it. But I don't see a healing pond, which is very unfortunate. I'm getting stingy with those. Almost got me, Spade. Oh, there's a heart. He doesn't aim his gun at the enemy, he just aims it in front of him. Osmond, that is. So, when you're attacking from a higher elevation like that, he will go right over their heads if they're too short. It's really silly. Okay, there was one enemy in here and one treasure chest. That one treasure chest should be the compass, or the magic crystal, whatever you want to call it. Too much Legend of Zelda. Yep. And that'll tell me that I've gotten everything in here. Let's get out of here. 382 years ago with 5 Atla. Just as I thought. That should be the last of the Atla too. That should be enough for the final memory. At least I am pretty sure it should be. So I'll use a combination of characters for this floor. Whoa, what in the... Oh, okay, you know what? First of all, let's go with Zhao for this Alexander here. I don't care, you can keep guarding all you want. You're gonna let down your guard eventually. And for this Lich, I'll go with Ruby. There we go. And her ABS is full, so that's nice. Let's check out what she has. I think that's probably what I wanted, so let's upgrade. And then figure out what I need next. So for the next one just needs the different elements, ice, thunder, and wind. So turquoise is ice, pearl is thunder, and sapphire is wind. And now I'm going to switch over to a different character. This time it'll be Goro for this black dragon here. Let's kind of get close enough. Have him do that. Okay, I did not realize that there was a giant golem behind me. Let's have Osmond take care of this Alexander very fast. Gotcha. Now for this giant golem, I'll have, let's see. I could try to have Ungaga do it, but you know what? I'm gonna have Toan try. I don't know if I ever figured out what the blizzards are weak to. Not that it matters. This is working out. And there we go. Okay. Let's open up these treasure chests now. I'll let Ungaga take care of the next enemy, assuming it's a good matchup. I think that there could be a good matchup in here somewhere. Let's go down first. Fine. I'll let him try this guy. I doubt that it'll work out very well, though. Wow, that's actually not too bad. Good. Okay. Now I can have Toan open this. Just getting everybody used before what I'm assuming is the final floor, because unless they have another limited zone or something. Let's go up here. Take care of these enemies. Zhao again against the Alexander, just because it's so easy to deal with them when I use her. Oh boy. And I'll have Ruby take care of this one. Hey, you. Gotcha. Towing against, or not towing against this, but towing to open this. I'm gonna have to switch to like Osmond or something to go over the gap in the next area here. Okay, I'll have Osmond take care of that lich. I'll let Ungaga take care of this lich, if I can get close enough. That was pretty easy. Can Goro take care of the last one once it's done doing whatever it's doing? Okay. Too bad there aren't any healing points in here, so I'll have to heal him manually. Let's open up this. Look at the magical crystal that tells me that the next enemy is in that hallway there. I'll let Toan take care of this one. Never mind, I'm not gonna let Toan take care of this one. Zhao it is. I'm not gonna waste weapon HP against these guys. But Toan could handle the next one after that. Oh wait, there's a gap. I need to fly across. They don't make those easy to see on the map. Okay, so he should be able... Oh. He should be able to take care of this guy if he has the proper attribute. And I'll heal him up very fast as well. Just in case that dragon hits me. Okay. Ruby is up next against this Alexander over here. Come on. Whoa. You almost got me. Good. Who do I want to use next? I think Ungaga. Against this dragon. He's not too bad against the dragons. Which is always nice. And there's 3 Atla left, and then that's it, I think. I'll be able to watch the memory and, you know, the final memory. And get out of here. So, Prophet and Sandglass, as well as whatever this is. Sword. Okay. Let's go to Giorama Parts. And of course I got Departure as well in here. Add all of this. There we go. Let's see it. There is one way. I don't care if I scar the world. I will stop them and get everything back. Everything. And that was it, I suppose. Let's get out of here. 400 years ago, Night of Incident. So yeah, this should be the last area of this dungeon. Which obviously means final boss. You're the ruler of this kingdom now. Those were my father's last words. Then I asked my father, who had shut his eyes for the last time. Father, tell me, if I am to be king, what am I to accomplish? I met you the night of the ceremony. The ceremony where I was to officially become king. Your blue eyes, when I saw them, I felt an inexplicable excitement, but you suddenly disappeared in the crowd. Who on earth are you? I want to see you again. That's all I can think of these days. Then the minister came to my room with a desperate look on his face. A carriage carrying the princess of our neighboring kingdom is lost in the storm. It was 1 hour later that I met you again. Enemies lurk behind the morning mist. While I calm my steed, I send the sign to my thousands of allies behind me. What? All at once, the cavaliers advance. I witness an fearsome scene unfold before me. Is this war? I thought I heard my father's voice. Do not fear. Your task is to defend this kingdom. My allies fall one after another. The West has a wizard with fearful powers. Are we going to be defeated? No, I won't let that happen. I must defend this place, or the devils of the West will invade your castle. I cannot allow that. A long time has passed since the battle started. Our troops were almost totally wiped out. I was taking a brief rest to formulate a plan to turn the tide. Then a man came up to me, a man in a black robe, who asked me, "Do you want the power to win this battle?" The light coming from my hand obliterated my enemies. "Is this the dark power?" I bargained with the devil for his power, but with it, I can save us all. If I have this power, no one can harm you. I was euphoric at the victory when I returned to the castle. Soon I would see you again. You came sooner than I thought. My heart, spent from the battle, raced. I didn't know that you, who had entered my room, would be the imposter who was after my life. I couldn't believe it. It should have been me. You saved my life at the expense of your own. Why do you smile? Because you saved the one you loved? But what about me? Who am I to save? Something was born in me, something malevolent and terrible. The black blood that now coursed through me gave birth to that thing, that evil. Sadness, anger, and hatred at losing you. This endless blackness is the energy that feeds him. My kingdom was laid to waste at his hand. I lost not only you, my beloved, but my land, my people. I lost everything. Everything. No, what am I saying? No, that's not it. No, wrong. Wrong. What I'd really lost was myself. There's only one way to do it. I don't care if I destroy space and time in the process. I will do it. I will stop him. I'll take back everything. Everything I lost. All of it. So, the translation there was a little bit different. Kind of interesting. Okay. 400 years ago. So I'm assuming we'll enter that door right there? Yeah. Will it happen automatically, or will I get the chance to explore this area? Hee, you want to break rules and change history? Interesting, let's see how you do. I'm assuming that that's the thing that's possessing him. Talking. Open the door to the past and realize how powerless you are. Well, you opened it for me, but okay. And we're entering automatically. Let's go! Hopefully this isn't, hopefully I'm prepared for this. Because sometimes boss fights can be a little bit, tricky. Oh. I wonder if we're supposed to be the assassin that was mentioned in the memories. Wouldn't that be something? Was it really the right thing to do? We won? Then why do I feel this darkness about me? Seta! Oh, of course. I forgot. The assassin's supposed to look like her. And what are you doing, Toan? You already know that that's the assassin. Seta, you're alive. Sophia, I'm so relieved. The war is over. The killing is over. That's wonderful. Then there shall be no more bloodshed. No, and together now we'll rebuild our kingdom. Yes, Seta. Seta! Huh? Sophia? What's going on? Toan, you already know who's who, so... Two Sophias? Seta, be careful. It's probably an assassin from the west. Disguised as me to sneak into the castle and destroy you. Who are you? Reveal yourself. Seta, no, you're mistaken. I am Sophia. I don't believe you. Sophia is right here. Wow, this guy is smart. Seta, watch out! Oh, thank you, Toan. Finally, something went right. Who are you? Okay. Toan got taken out pretty fast. Bastard from the west. Despicable coward. Prepare to die. Ah! Huh? Is that how she dies? Yep. Could change it. Where was, like, Zhao and Goro and Ruby and Ungaga and Osmond during all that? Couldn't they have done something? Just saying. Seta, please wake up. This assassin is not from the west, but from here. Huh? You won the war, but you lost something important. What? How could this be? Sophia? Why you? I don't care who you are. You'll pay dearly for this. Ah! You showed him. Unfortunately, now we're gonna have to fight you. Seta, are you alright? Yes. Thank God. We've defeated the West, but our people are spent. Seta, please protect the people. And, once again, be... Yes, I know. Don't say a word. Seta, be a good and noble king, please. Sophia? Sophia! Oh boy. Who are you? Did you come to kill me too? Didn't you see us, like, tackle that assassin? Just saying. So you hate me too? Fine, go ahead and kill me. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, look at him. Ha, you failed. Boy from the future, you failed to change history. The infinite power given to me can drink up the very flow of time. Beyond time, I will reign over all. As long as human hatred runs pure and clear, I will exist without end. This never-ending flow of dark power will see me to the pinnacle of all that exists. Now come, kneel before me. No, thank you. Dark Genie. I don't see him granting any wishes. Okay. Let's go over here. How do I... I'm kinda... Whoops, I didn't mean to drink that water. I meant to use the Dran's Feather. Anyways, let's switch over to Zhao. Okay, I can't attack him like that. Maybe you're supposed to... What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to attack the hands? They're popping up out of the ground? No effect. Okay. It said no effect, but that's just for her. Maybe for a different character? Ah, I'm getting hit by something. I'm not sure what it is. I'm gonna use Osmond. This is crazy. Okay, no effect. Maybe I have to change the element of my weapon. Let's go with, fire. Okay, fire worked. Although I took quite a bit of damage there. Come on. What's going on? Oh, fire. It's not working anymore. What's going on? Yeah, it's... Okay, then... Oh! Wait a second. I want to try something. Let's change the attribute to ice. You see how it has that blue eyeball on its hand? Ah, I didn't need to do that. Okay, so it's... The eyeball on its hand changes color. Yeah, right now it's like a purple color, pink color or something. Might be fire or holy. Ah, this is a mess. Come on. Okay, yeah. The color on its hand determines what kind of damage I can deal to it, which is not good for me because that means that, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to switch between elements really, really fast. Give me a second. Let me try something. Yeah, see, it had a green eyeball on its hand, which means that I'm gonna have to switch to wind whenever I see that. And that's assuming that it'll let me open up the menu fast enough. Ah, boy. Having to switch back and forth between these is crazy. And then there's that attack. How are you supposed to dodge an attack that you can't even see? You know what? I'm gonna try something else. Let's switch over to her. Good. 275. Wow. That's better than Toan's. Gotcha. Gotcha. And again. Oh, it's back to holy again? Crazy. The fact that you can't even lock onto him is what makes it really difficult. I like this much better than trying to use Toan. Oh, it's to Earth now. So let's switch over to the Earth element. Wait a second, not Earth. Thunder, sorry. I'm associating brown with, like, Earth, but... whatever. There isn't an Earth element in this game, and now it's back to Holy. Okay, I gotta use my last healing item. I wonder how many times I have to do this. You know what? Since I don't have any more healing items, I may as well equip the revival powder. Better than not having it equipped. Well, that sounds different. Revival powder used. Wow. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, I can target him. Finally. I'm gonna switch over to Zhao. Okay, I was able to hit him. Come on. I don't think that that's the right element. Whatever I'm currently using, he has an eyeball on his head as well. Maybe, and it's a yellow one, so maybe he's currently weak to that element. Ah, great. Gotta use another revival powder. No, I don't think that that's the case. I hate that. I hate that attack so much. Yeah, it has no... there's no telegraphing at all. It just happens. Can I even do anything, like, as far as with my melee characters are concerned? drink this because she's running low on water. Not that it really matters at this point. I am completely stunned right now. Yeah. Wow. I'm out of heals. I'm out of revival powders. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's switch to a different character like Goro to take this next hit. Yeah. And she still ended up getting hit. Okay, Goro, be my tank. Thank you. I've actually gotten a crazy idea. Completely and utterly crazy, but it might actually work. Look at that. He is able to negate the damage with his charged attack. There we go. Wow. Oh boy. Was that my last one? Yeah, that was my last one. Oh boy. I now have a strategy. It's a silly strategy, but it's working. Well, it would work if I didn't get hit by it. It's not working. Okay, let's switch to Toan. He can take it. Maybe there's something else I can do. Is there anything else in this room that I haven't really interacted with? To be honest, I don't think so. I can't switch targets. And I'm getting beat up here. Let's switch to Ungaga very fast. I was wondering, maybe I can, like, hit this beam back at him? No. Whatever. I don't think it's possible for me to win at this point. Because I only have, 2 more characters, and I don't have any more stand-in powers. You know what? I'm gonna, retry this fight. Okay, I'm back here again, and, I looked up some tips, like, just in general, how to deal with this, and one of the tips that I saw, and it's really the only one that I think I actually needed, was you can actually turn off the elements and deal damage to the thing that way. So I'm going to do that for everybody's weapon very fast. Just because it's so much easier that way. Oh, you can't remove Ruby's attribute, it seems. That's fine, though. I'll remove his, and finally his. Oh, you can't do that for Osmond either. Anyways, aside from that, yeah, I don't do as much damage, but at least I do damage. And apparently that attack is not possible to dodge. That's fine, though. I'd rather not have to constantly go back into the menu just to deal damage to the thing. Another thing I did was I restocked on healing items, which is nice. Yeah, this is going much better than the first try. Just because of that one change alone. Since I'm not having to switch into the menu, this phase of the fight should end sooner rather than later. At least I'm not wasting all of my healing items on the first phase like I was last time. I hate that attack. That's one of the main things that I was wanting to find information on, was that attack. Because I was wondering, how do you guard against it? I mean, it just appears out of nowhere and hits you. Actually, it doesn't even appear. You can't even see it. I wonder if Goro would deal more damage. Probably. You know what? Let's try it. Let's give Goro a try. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Goro. Good. And now he's on this phase. So... I didn't really look up tips for this phase. I was only for the first phase. Which means that I'm still gonna have to figure things out. Oh yeah, he always does that attack after you hit him. Let's try to negate it. Nah. Whatever. Yep, you can't. You can't do more than one hit. One hit, then switch, charge. Or no. Okay. Oh, wait. She's not... Is she not doing as much damage as usual? Does the attribute matter? Let me test something very fast here. Switch over to Goro, though, because he's about to do that invisible attack. So that does... I couldn't see how much that did. His character model is too high. I think that did 60, but it's impossible to tell. Let's kind of get as far out as I can. So yeah, that did 60. Ah, great. That's what I get for switching too fast. Since that's doing 60, I should check out how much ice does. Ah. Okay. So ice does 59. I'm guessing Holy might actually do more damage than the others. Of course, I could be wrong. Blah. Go ahead, do that. Yeah, 70. Oh, I forgot to switch. Doesn't matter. Actually, now I think about it, I have stamina drinks. I could use a stamina drink. 178? Yeah, that's better. Oh. Switch back to Goro. And then back to her. And then back to Goro. Ah. Whatever. Eh. Oh. She took 0 damage? Oh. I forgot. Stamina reduces the amount of damage that you take. So she's taking 0 points of damage from that invisible attack while stamina's active. Oh. The stamina ran out just before then. You know what? Let's use that again. I'm not going to use all of them. I still have 5. But I think if I do this correctly, I could avoid having to switch over to Goro. Come on, you. Whatever. Oh! Well, that's different. Okay, good. Finally, something new. Hopefully I'll be able to attack him with my melee characters now. That'd be nice. Oh no. I'm a little bit scared. Whoa. What in the world is going on? Let's get rid of these guys, and then worry about what's going on with him. No! Oh boy. Can I revive her? That's the question. Hopefully I can revive her. Near death, it says. Okay, yeah, I can. Let's equip these on that very fast. And then switch back to Zhao to fight these guys. Can I hit him to stop that attack? It doesn't seem like it. I think I am dealing damage to him, right? Whatever. Doesn't matter. No, not that thing again. Nope. No, thank you. Not again. No, thank you. Okay, yeah, that's when you deal damage to him. When he opens up his mouth, you have a brief window. Oh boy, not that again. Not that again. Gotcha. Ah! Come on. You know what? I should use stamina, shouldn't I? Go ahead and have her do stamina on him. Ah! No! Not that again. Ah! I hate that attack. You know what? Let's have Goro come up to him. Gotcha. Oh, Goro's about to die. No, he's doing something different. What's he doing? Oh, that's what he did. Okay. You know what? Maybe Goro can knock out both of these guys really quickly. Oh boy, assuming he doesn't get knocked out himself. Oh boy, I'm trapped. And he's about to do that crazy attack again. Or he is doing that crazy attack again. There you go. So he can revive these enemies. And then use that weird laser beam attack. In some ways, this battle isn't as bad as the other two. Because I'm not getting hit with, like, guaranteed attacks. And it has clear weaknesses that I can exploit. You know, patterns I can exploit. Nope. Ah. This is crazy. Ah, I'm getting stuck. Gotcha. I knew you were gonna open up your mouth there. I want to get rid of this guy. If possible, but not really working out for me. Gotcha. Can I make it in time? Nope. Darn. Ah. You know what? It's time for you to go down, buddy. You're getting in my way. Whatever. I probably healed too early there. No! Okay. Darn, missed. Missed at the last second. No! Gotta heal. Drink some water. Gotcha. You know what? I've got an idea. Maybe... if I do this right... I can knock out these guys with Osmond. They have a lot of HP. Like, way more than you think. Huh. That did a fair amount of damage. There we go. There we go. Ah! Barely. Ah, I keep getting stuck on these stupid enemies. I don't want to be hit. Get me out of here. Okay. Shockwave opens its mouth, lets me hit it. Another shockwave. Kind of doing trying to find a pattern here that's reliable. And I think that that works. Oh, let's go home. There we go. Got it. Finally. Good riddance, buddy. I'm assuming that that's the end. Yeah. Unless he has one last trick. Indeed, you possess great power. But I am immortal. Every time I fall, I will be reborn again. And Tone's not too happy about that. Don't you see the futility of it? Killing me is wasted energy. A hopeless exercise. I am infinite. Ha 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 ha. Ah! Huh. Toen! Who? What's going on? Oh, it's him. The genie will return if you don't get rid of Seta's hate energy. Look around you carefully. Listen up, Toen. Atla Milia has the power to seal almost anything in Atla, but its power extends beyond that. Now is the time to use that hidden power, the power to bring a lost soul back. The Atla Milia will be consumed, but with its final power, it can do one thing. It can bring a soul into Atla Milia. It is not too late. Call out for Sophia's wandering soul. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember any of this from my first playthrough of the game many years ago. Is she gonna come back to life? I guess he's gotta touch her head first. There it goes. It disappeared like he said it would. Well, I'm assuming. Yeah. Seta? Sophia! I'm alive? Yes. All's well that ends well? Toan, so it's over now. That evil will never come back to life. At least not for some time. Let's go home. But it's still inside Seta, right? Can you get up? Yes, I'm fine. Seta, where did the boy go? Where indeed? I'm sorry, Sophia. I was wrong. What an empty victory, selling my soul to darkness. What has become of this world now? War-torn, desolate, and barren? Like a drought-stricken field. Yes, it was me. It was all my doing. Seta? Lying unconscious, I heard the boy call my heart. He told me of the journey he had taken. It was a fantastic adventure to create a new world. Seta, we still have time. Perhaps you, as king, can create a new world. The boy must have come to tell you just that. From far away. Let's make it together. A kingdom free, full of smiling faces. A new history leading to a bright future. Cool. And there we go, credits. That was very fun, but also very exhausting. As far as that last battle was concerned, it was very exhausting. Level 5, huh? And as far as like the overall balance of this game, I definitely say this is better than Dark Cloud 2 in like every way. I mean, the boss fights were rougher in this game, but aside from that, I would say that the normal dungeon exploration was handled far better. Because in Dark Cloud 2, I just always felt like I was underpowered. And in this one, I didn't even really have to, like, grind. In fact, I didn't grind at all except for the fishing points. To get those, but, the gems to upgrade my weapons. But I didn't grind the weapons themselves to level those up. And that, to me, says that this game is better balanced overall. But anyways, I am going to be starting up the bonus dungeon, or the epilogue dungeon, whatever you want to call it, in the next video after this. I don't know how long apparently it's a really big dungeon. But that's really all I know. I'm probably going to look up, see how big it is, see if there's like any story in it or anything. From my understanding, there really isn't, though. I never beat it before. Like, in other words, it'd be my first time through it. Because when I beat the game the first time, I I vaguely recall saying, nah, I don't want to do that. And so I didn't. Anyways. I like to let the credits run just to give, thanks to all the people that worked on the game. Making these games. Yeah, they're fun games. It's, Now, I may end up, grinding for the bonus dungeon if I feel that it's a little bit difficult to play. Like, maybe the difficulty level will be increased enough to the point where I decide, okay, yeah, I need to get my weapons, increased, built up to their next levels and all that other stuff. But who knows? Who knows how I'm going to handle that? Anyways. A little rabbit person. I forgot what their race was called. I don't think they're called moon people. Like, you had Furbits and, oh. Hello, Zhao. Oh, is she back to being a cat again? Maybe because Seta never traveled to the future? So he didn't give Toan the item that he needed to change her into a person? That would mean that Toan had no reason to leave the village, though, so... The end. Well, that's what they want you to believe. Okay, you gonna let me save my progress? I'm assuming it's gonna let me save. A new land is added to the world map. Yeah, I know. Do you want to save the cleared data? Yes, I do. So you can see my progress. Saving complete. Oh, it's just doing it automatically, okay. Never mind. I'll let you see my progress here in a second, once it gets through all this. So, yeah, 45 hours, 47 minutes, 29 seconds is the time that it took for me to beat the main story there. Anyway, so yeah, thank you very much for watching, and look forward to the bonus dungeon. Yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.